In this video, we are talking all about the cost of living in Bremerton. We are right smack dab in the middle of spring 2022, so we've had plenty of first quarter data to bring into this, so stay tuned. What's up everybody, it's Cassandra Lopez with the Living in Bremerton channel. If you're new to the channel, you're going to want to go ahead and subscribe. This channel is all about living in Bremerton. Whether you are already here, whether you're coming here for the first time, be sure and hit subscribe and tap that little bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And you can call me directly. This is my cell phone and my email. Call, text, or email me. Let me know how I can support your relocation to Bremerton. So cost of living in Bremerton. This is an updated video. The last one I did was for 2021. So we are updating it with the new 2022 stats, and we'll just dive right in. So the biggest cost of living, obviously, and this is anywhere you go, is going to be housing. So what does our housing market look like? What's our median home prices? That sort of thing. So last year, I think in 2021, when I did my video, the median home price was around $415. Right now it's at about $490, and that's in Bremerton. That's not Kitsap County wide. So if you are to buy a home in Bremerton that is right smack dab in the middle, it's not the average, it's the median, so it's half higher and half lower based on our current first quarter stats and into April. To help offset those higher cost of housing is some increased wages. So minimum wage continues to go up, and also if you're a military member and you're taking advantage of the housing allowance, your BAH has also gone up. If you're not buying a home but you're looking for a rental, rental rates continue to rise. That is the historic norm. Rents rarely ever decrease. They may stay the same for a while, but they're always going to increase. It may or may not be more than what you would pay for a mortgage. That's highly dependent on your interest rate, the cost of the house, and a bunch of other factors. If you want to know what that looks like, I recommend talking to a local lender, and I have a couple that I would be happy to refer you to just to have a conversation about that kind of thing. So, you know, if you choose to rent, there's some benefits to that, as in, you know, you can kind of come and go very fluidly. You're not tied down to a house, that sort of thing. Obviously, there's going to be an infinite more amount of benefits in home ownership itself. Whether or not your payment is the same, there's much more that goes into it than just the monthly payment. So let me know if you'd like to break down on what that looks like. The next thing that we're going to talk about is healthcare, which I find interesting that I get this question at all, because I feel like that's so individual, but I will do my best to break it down. So if you are active duty or a government employee, like if you work at the shipyard or work at Bangor or something like that, civilian support, or a spouse, you probably got your health insurance totally nailed down and don't even need to like watch this section. But if you are looking for private insurance, if you're on your own, if you're self-employed like me, something like that, and you need health insurance, you are going to head over to the Washington State Health Plan Finder.org. I'll put the link in the description. That's a long one. So you can just click it and go, where you can browse different plans. You can look for your needs. You can look within your budget. They factor by a ton of things like your income, your household size, whether or not you're paying student loans, like that sort of thing. And so they can come up with a great rate for you based on all of those factors. And there's some really good plans out there. There's Blue Cross, there's Kaiser, there's, you know, all kinds. So take a look at that, see what might work best for you. Obviously, it wouldn't do me any good here to quote a price, because that's such an individual thing that you would just have to go there and see what it would be for your individual needs. All right, another big thing that goes into our cost of living in Bremerton is utilities. And depending on where you are, you may have a plethora of utilities, or you may have very minimal. Meaning, if your home is on a septic system or on a well or both, you won't have a sewer bill or water bill. You may just have electricity bill for your well water. So you'll just have power, and if you have a propane tank, you know, whatever it costs to fill your propane tank. And those are for our more rural areas. If you're more of in like an urban setting, you're going to have power, water, sewer, probably natural gas. In any location, you'll likely have cable and internet, so that's kind of a moot point. So depending on where you are geographically within the county or the city limits is going to kind of determine what your utilities look like. In most of the municipalities that have water and sewer, you're going to pay every other month, so it's 2 months worth of bills instead of paying monthly. I can tell you, let's see, my water bill I think is $45 every other month, so it's not very expensive. And then my sewer bill is in the neighborhood of $125 every other month. All right, and the next thing that goes into your cost of living, which affects everybody, is gas and or transportation. So by transportation, I mean like public transportation, like taking the bus or taking the ferry or something like that. Right now, the average cost of gas is $5.19 a gallon in Bremerton and Kitsap County, which is really high. We haven't seen those prices since like 2008. I think Costco is the most favorable at $4.68. I think I paid day before yesterday, so always try to head to the Costco line, and unfortunately so does everybody else, so I'm always waiting in line for a while, but it's worth it. I mean, you save a bunch of dollars on gas, so that's okay. Some other fees like public transit. So Kitsap County Transit has the bus system, and it also has the fast ferry back and forth to Seattle, a couple of sailings a day during commuter hours. So if you take advantage of those, they have bundle packages where if you buy a ferry ticket, maybe your bus fare is free or something like that. So they make it really, really easy and manageable for everybody to take advantage of. There's also the Washington State Ferry, which leaves from several locations in Kitsap County, Bremerton being one. There's also Bainbridge Island, Kingston, Southworth. Those all go to the east side in Seattle, Edmonds, various locations. And it's free going from Bremerton to Seattle, but there is a fee coming back. I think right now it's between $8 and $9, somewhere in that range, to walk on. But if you drive, there's a fare both ways, and those can all be posted, and I will definitely post a link for how you can access those different ferry routes and what you can expect to pay for those. Another question I get asked a lot, which doesn't apply to me, so actually I have to do some research on this one, is childcare. All of my kiddos are older. I have a 17, a 13, and an 8-year-old, so they're definitely all out of that childcare age. But I do know that childcare is highly dependent on your level of need and the age of your kiddo. So if the younger the child, and obviously if you need full-time or part-time care, is going to affect the cost. Infant full-time is going to be far more expensive than a 3.5-year-old part-time kind of thing. So you'll just kind of want to check around to the various locations around here that offer full-time and part-time childcare for you, see what their rates are. I will tell you that I recall it being very expensive when I had my kiddos in childcare, and I know that the cost has only gone up. So, expect to pay quite a bit. And another fan favorite that nobody can get away from, and that is sales tax. So last year when I did this video, sales tax was 9%. Today it is 9.2. There was a vote to increase it, and everybody said, yep, I'll do it. So 9.2%. So that's anywhere from buying a pack of gum to a car. So you can expect to pay an additional $9.20 for every $100 that you spend. So I know that's a lot higher than some places, but I know down in Tacoma it's up above 10, so it's a little bit more favorable here. Either way, it's still a good chunk of change. So if you're used to an area like I think Denver has a really low sales tax, and there's these other cities around, major cities that have a low sales tax. You're gonna come here and have a little bit of sticker shock for a while, but you just get used to it. It is what it is. So if there's a topic I didn't cover that you wanted to know more about the cost of something, then be sure to just put it in the comments and I'll reply to the best of my abilities. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Tap that little bell so you're notified every time I drop a new video. Be sure to call, text, or email me if there's anything I can do to support your relocation to Bremerton. Be sure to share this video with a friend who might benefit. Bye for now.